Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about this upcoming Oklahoma and Auburn game. For reference, Oklahoma beat Temple 42-3. Auburn beat South Alabama 31-15. This is the Jackson Arnold revenge game. He looks honestly, I think everybody was a winner in this trade-off here. I feel like Oklahoma looks better, Auburn looks better, Jackson Arnold looks better. So whatever arrangement this was, everybody ended up a winner in this. But how much more does this game mean to him after how this transfer portal stuff has played out? Well,
I think it means a lot, right? Because for Arnold, going back to a situation where everything was bad, the fans didn't like you very much. Like, they all know that the whole offense was bad last year. They're going to blame the quarterback.
yeah.
I mean, like you said, it was a bad situation. I do think both sides are way better off now, and I just can't wait to see the reception that he gets. Like, that place is going to be absolutely electric
Yeah.
when he comes out onto the field. This game's going to be really, really, really good. Oklahoma favored by what, 6.5 right now? I think it's going to be right around that. Should be a one-score game. I'm excited for it.
TJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I just wonder how they call this game, because I think Hugh has done a good job and the offense has done a good job of not asking Arnold to do too much. Now, they've played a couple of teams that you're not going to lose, those games. But I mean, they look good against Baylor and they used his legs effectively. And Oklahoma, I mean, Venable, and we know what Oklahoma's defense is, and as much attention as Mateer is getting and that offense is getting because of their turnaround. I mean, this is going to be one of the better defenses that they see all year. Maybe the best, who knows, man? Maybe the best defense they see all year. And they're going into Norman, who just absolutely shut down Bryce Underwood. Now, I think obviously Arnold's a little ahead of where Underwood is at this point in their careers, though I think Bryce will be great one day. But I do think that's kind of my question: is how is this game called? Do you have to be a little bit more risky with Arnold? Do you have to do a little bit more? I think he's completing like 70+% of his passes right now. He does that. I mean, they're going to go out and win the game, but I don't, do I have faith that a quarterback's going to go into Norman, Oklahoma against Brent Venables and complete 70% of their passes? No, not really. Like, I wouldn't take many quarterbacks in the country to do that. So how is this game called? I mean, Auburn's going to have to lean very heavily on their offensive line, which is very good, and be able to kind of run the ball, shorten the game. But I mean, yeah, it should be a thriller. I like. We'll predict in a minute, but I like Oklahoma in this. But I don't think that an upset here is too wild for me to imagine.
Oklahoma has won all 3 times that Auburn and Oklahoma have played. They beat them 27-21. Jordan Hare last year. That was going to come from behind victory. I think that, I don't know. The transfer portal has created such interesting storylines. I think it's so wild that a player could be a quarterback for one team one year and then the next year be quarterbacking the opposition. It is such wild times that we are living in. But if you're Auburn, how are you scheming for Mateer, Will?
I don't know.
What did Bobby used to say? I don't know. We just need to go in and pray a lot, I guess.
I mean, I like Mateer a lot, but I mean, looking at Oklahoma's offense, if there is a weakness, which there is, sorry, their offensive line is a little bit weaker. So you have to be able to take advantage of that. Can you make Mateer uncomfortable? Now, he's very good improvising. He's very good on the move. He's very good outside of the pocket. But that's what you have to do. You have to take advantage of what I think is a weaker O-line for Oklahoma and be able to really get to him. But I do think that Oklahoma's biggest edge is in explosive passing, because Auburn's defense, especially their secondary, hasn't looked awesome. Again, in that Baylor game, they were letting 10, 12-yard passes over the middle really all day. Their front's been okay, but having a bad grade against explosive passing for Auburn against Baylor, Ball State, and South Alabama, that overall is a little bit concerning. And Oklahoma, they've stat padded a little bit against their weaker teams, but I like that data point against Michigan for how good their explosive passing game has been. Oklahoma's running game, like I just said, is still a question, but I don't even know if they have to run the ball super effectively in this game because of my questions about Auburn's secondary and because of how good that passing offense is. And TJ brought up Venables. I think that Venables versus Arnold, that edge goes to Venables in terms of knowing that quarterback, knowing what he likes, more importantly, knowing what he hates to see on the football field. So my edge there is to Venables against Arnold, and my edge is to Oklahoma's passing game against Auburn's secondary. But if Auburn's going to stop Mateer, it's because they're able to get through that offensive line really, really quickly, make him uncomfortable, and hit him around a little bit.
Liquid Flames in our comments says scheme for Mateer. Get the bus driver drunk so they don't make it to the stadium. TJ, is that the best we can do there? Oh, TJ, we lost you sound wise.
Yeah, I blew my nose a second ago and muted and then never unmuted. So you guys are welcome for having to hear that. Yeah, we talked about all the good quarterbacks in the SEC. I'd still have Mateer 1, right? Like I was giving, Joey and Gunner and stuff love earlier, but yeah, he's really good, and just his legs being able to be such a big factor. Guy who absolutely, what makes him so different than Cam Ward coming out of Washington State too was that he actually wants to run. Like he wants to hurt you with his legs, and Cam didn't, right? Like he's able to, but they're just so different there. And that's tough. I mean, Arnold wants to run too. So it will be a pretty exciting game on both sides from that perspective. But I do think that like just the added threat of how good he is with his legs is really tough to scheme against. I mean, we've already seen huge upsets happen when quarterbacks are very mobile in the swamp, in Doak. Like this is tough for, Georgia Tech this weekend when quarterbacks are willing and able and want to run the ball. That's really tough for a defense and a defense that is playing on the road as an underdog as a touch. So yeah, I think Mateer, to me, the difference in this game, Will mentioned Venables. Yeah, I think both sides of the line, both sides of this, like the advantage goes to Oklahoma, and that's why they're a touchdown favorite. But yeah, you're playing at home. You like your D coordinator or your coach, your defensive coach against their offense, and you like Mateer against Auburn's defense. And so yeah, it's a tough task for Auburn to get this done. But a mobile quarterback can hurt you just as much as he can help you, as if you're Oklahoma. So, but I think figuring out some kind of way to limit Mateer, whether that's, containing a little more than, coming straight up the field, or whether that's using a spy or whatever their kind of game plan or scheme is for this. That is, to me, that's the biggest key is you can't let that guy beat you, and he's good enough to beat everybody on their schedule.
All right. Prediction time. Will, who you got?
I got Oklahoma. Probably like something like 31-21. I think that their offense is really going to go crazy against that secondary. Jackson, Arnold, and Auburn will still get theirs. They're too talented to not get to the 20s, I think. But yeah, I got Oklahoma by 10.
TJ?
Yeah, I like that score. I won't steal it exactly, but yeah, I'll go a little bit lower at like 27. You know what? Also, I'll go 27-20. So they cover. It's close. Auburn doesn't get blown out. But I don't think that it's ever like super, super in doubt. I just kind of think Oklahoma plays from out front, and Auburn's just not enough in this game. So I like upsets. I'd love to predict this the other way, but I'll just go with the chalk.
Well, we wrote down 1 point different. I wrote down 28-20. So we shall see. I don't love agreeing with you guys. Okay.
I'll be cheering for a missed extra point so freaking hard on Saturday. Notre Dame 2.0.